guys, hope you guys are doing well and you are enjoying the craft so far. It is a lot of fun, so I hope you guys are participating and having a great time with all the different challenges and such. So I wanted to come on before I started my layout and talk a little bit about my challenge. It is going to be kind of like a stash busting challenge that you can use stuff that you've had in your stash for quite some time. It could be a kit that you got several months ago or several years ago that you haven't really killed yet. It could be a bunch of random embellishments and such that you've had sitting in a basket or something else since you've been started scrapbooking 5-10 years ago. Just really anything. So I would like to challenge you guys to basically break into that stash and figure out what you can do to get some of that stuff used up. So I kind of want to go over some of the products that I will be using today, just so you can get an idea of what I am thinking about. And then after this, you'll see the process video. So I ordered this public library from October Afternoon, and I've had it in my stash for a little bit of time, and it is a very old collection. It is from 2012, so it is about 5 years old. Almost, and I really think it's pretty cool. Just some of the papers are just really kind of eclectic, you know, typical October Afternoon. I really like October Afternoon, and I'm very sad that they're no longer a company. They had to dissolve, but I just absolutely love their papers. I love the vintage feel of them, so I really enjoy using their products. So that is kind of what I'm going to start with today. I have this paper pad. I have some brads, die cuts, stickers, things like that. So I'm going to be using this collection mainly. So that's the bulk of my layout. And then I pulled a bunch of stuff that have been in my stash for quite some time. So I have sequins that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using some of these like kind of pearlescent, kind of creamy color sequins. I also have this buttons from my mind's eye. So hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to be thinking about using that. I have this old Teresa Collins sticker sheet that I've been wanting to get rid of and use up for quite some time. I'm going to be using some of these small talk stickers from Ideology. I have a couple of these stickers that I got for Christmas last year. I believe they came from the Dollar Spot. I got them for my mom, and I thought these are going to work really good with the colors and the vintage look of the October Afternoon collection. This is, gosh knows where that came from. I think it's Making Memories, possibly. I'm not sure, but it's a die cut thing that I've had in my stash for quite some time. I have these Mistable Studio Calico, what are they called? Feathers that I'm going to be maybe using. I have this from Fancy Pants that came in a Scraptastic kit. I think I'm going to maybe possibly use this sticker here. And then I have this random, I think Creative Memories stickers. So I'm thinking about possibly using this and maybe the photo corners. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for my stash busting challenge. So hopefully you guys will join me. I will have the layout up in the process video here after this video, or this portion of the video. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments of the video section below. If you're enjoying the Crafty Maven YouTube Getaway channel and this crop, please make sure you subscribe to the Crafty Maven. If you would like to see more from me, all my details are below in the description on my YouTube channel. It is Froggie251. And you can join me over there as well. I do project life, scrapbooking, and different things. I just finished up a December daily series, so you can look at that if you're interested. And I guess that's about it. So stay tuned here in just a minute, and you'll be able to see the process video. Thanks. See you guys soon. Bye.
Hi guys, now I want to show you the process video. I am starting here with some creamy cardstock. It's just kind of a creamy off-white color, and I'm going to be using clear gesso because I want to keep that color on the background. So I am just mushing that in with my finger and with a little bit of a credit card. And then now I'm going to be taking this light modeling paste or texture paste and using this dot stencil and just pushing that texture paste through the stencil. And I use the light modeling paste because I'm going to be using some mixed media, some colors and such, and I like how the light modeling paste picks up on the colors. It kind of soaks in and changes the color of the modeling paste, and it just has just a little bit of a different look than the more solid white modeling paste. So I decided to use that. It's a little more airy. I'm going to be using my shimmer products. This is the first time I'm really using them on a page. I'm really excited about them. I absolutely love these colors, and I just showed you which ones they were at the beginning of the video. So I am just going to be taking the different colors and putting them on the packaging, mushing that on the page using my brush, and just kind of getting it to be to the point where I actually end up liking it. So I'm going to work with this for quite some time, and while I'm doing this, I just want to give you guys a little bit of information about the challenge. At the beginning of the video, I kind of gave you some information about the products I'm going to be using for this challenge, but this is a stash it challenge. I want you guys to go into your stash and grab something that you have not used in a while, maybe a kit that you've had in your stash for a year or so, or an old collection or something like that, and make sure you use those products on a page. And if you would like to come over and join the challenges, please post your photos on the Crafty Maven Crafty Maven Getaway Facebook page, and the link is below. So if you are not already a subscriber over there on the Facebook page, please make sure you like that page. And if you haven't already subscribed to the Crafty Maven YouTube channel, make sure you do that as well. So for this challenge, I am also going to be giving away a $10 gift certificate to an online scrapbooking store of your choice. And the only thing you need to do to qualify is to leave a comment below in the video of this video letting me know kind of what is your favorite mixed media to use. Do you use mixed media? Pretty much any comment will do. In order to qualify for the $10 gift certificate, you have to subscribe to the Crafty Maven YouTube channel, and then you also need to subscribe to my channel over at Froggie251, and the links to that are below. So if you guys are interested in the $10 gift certificate, like I said, you just need to leave a comment below in this video, and then also subscribe to both the Crafty Maven YouTube channel and my channel, Froggie251. So if you do both of those, I will be drawing a random comment from the list of comments below, and I will probably close the giveaway on next Saturday, the 4th of February. So all comments need to be put in by 4 February 2017 in order to qualify, and just make sure you subscribe to both the channels that I had mentioned. So now I pretty much am finished with my mixed media page. Now what I am doing is just adding some splatters on with the same colors that I used to make the page, and I am just drying them up a little bit because they were quite wet. Here I'm just going to add a few more splatters on with the green, and then I'm going to take the paper towel and my heat tool a little bit and dry that up. So that is pretty much my background page. I don't think I do anything else with this. And now I'm going to move on to the photo and the paper layers that are going to go with it. And this is the October afternoon collection that I showed at the beginning of the video. And I'm just going to take this photo. I believe it is a 6x6 or a 5x5 photo. I can't quite remember. I think it's 5x5. So I'm just going to be layering that up with that paper, and I just absolutely love this collection. October Afternoon is one of my favorite collections, and I just really, really like the kind of vintage look that it has. So it just seemed to go perfect with the colors in this photo. This photo is actually taken in Colorado this summer. We went to visit the Garden of the Gods as one of our stops. So this is a photo of a selfie basically that I took with the mountains behind us at the Garden of the Gods. And oh my gosh, it was just absolutely gorgeous. It was so pretty. Actually, you know what? This wasn't the garden. Yes, it was. Yes, it was the Garden of the Gods. Excuse me. So I am now just taking my paper and ripping it with my ruler. And I just wanted to get a little bit of a worn edge. I didn't want to have it perfect from cutting with the scissors. So I'm just using that ruler and just kind of tearing it so it's still straight, but it's kind of a feathered edge. So here I'm going to do a little bit more, and I kind of got it lost under there, so I'm fixing that. And I'm really just going to take some of these little strips and put them under too. But first I'm going to pop up my photo, and this is just some adhesive back fun foam that I got at Michael's, and I'm just going to put that on the back. And I never put this fun foam against my picture because it is definitely not archival safe, and I am a little bit picky about that, so I want to make sure that that kind of foam and things do not touch my picture. So I just put it between the layers of paper. And then after I put the adhesive foam on the back, I'm just adding a little bit of glue. Here I'm going to take some twine, or not twine, but it's thread. It is, what is that called? Upholstery thread. Upholstery thread. I'm going to add 2 little nests in the top left and the bottom right corners, and then that's kind of where my embellishment clusters are going to go. I have kind of a title on this page. It's kind of small. You're going to see that here in a little bit how I do that, but I'm going to keep that pretty subtle and it's just going to kind of fit into my embellishment clusters. But first I'm going to finish adding those paper layers, and that's that little piece of paper that I had ripped off, and I'm going to rip one more off and use a little chunk of it on the top left. And again, I just like how the texture is, and this does have a white core, so it does have the pattern on both sides, but it has a white core, so it just kind of gives it a little bit extra grungy kind of look, and that's kind of what I was going for. Because it is an outdoor photo, it seemed to be appropriate with this page. So now I'm going to fill with my thread a bit until I get it the way I want it. And now I'm just looking through an embellishment pack, and I've chosen this embellishments, or these embellishments from the embellishment pack, and they are a little label that says date and location, and then just some other labels and such that I'm going to be tucking in. And I really like that little bird circle, and I'm going to pop that up on some fun foam here in a little bit. On this sheet, I'm just pulling out a little label sheet that I really like, or a label piece of sticker that I like, and I'm just going to layer up some of those labels and tabs and such at the top left. So before I finish up that top left, or finish up putting the little die cuts on the top left, I'm going to work on adding a little bit of fun foam to that little bird circle. And then that is going to go on the bottom right of the page. But before I do that, I am going to stamp on that tan tab that's in the bottom right hand corner of the photo. And I'm just going to put the date that we were there. And I'm just going to use some VersaFine ink, and I really like this ink. It's a very crisp ink, and it works really well with these detailed stamps, especially these date stamps. And I put the date on the bottom. Now the label says date at the top and location at the bottom, but I didn't want the lines for the location, or I mean for the date, so I put the date at the bottom, and I'm just covering up the location, and I'll show you a close-up here with this Garden of the Gods that I typed on the typewriter, and that was typed on some old music paper, and I liked the texture of the old paper, and I thought it would look neat with this page since it is kind of a vintage feel. And now I'm just going to glue down that little birdie. So after that, I'm going to move on to this top left cluster, and I'm going to add another bit of journaling and information to that top tab, and I'm going to use the same music paper and my typewriter, and I'm going to glue that down to the tab, and it says, I think it says gorgeous view. I think, oh no, amazing view, amazing view. And I'm just going to tuck that in up at the top left using some tape. And then now I'm going to be moving on to trying to figure out where I can put some other little embellishments and such. So I really like how this is turning out so far. That's pretty much all of the October afternoon stuff that I'm going to be using. I'm going to pull out a couple more brads, but pretty much that is it for the October afternoon. And then next I'm going to be working on using some of the other really, really old pieces that I have in my stash. So I really like these brads. I'm going to actually poke them in, and then because I add some more layers and stuff to them, or to the page, I do have to end up pulling it up, and then I'll just replace them in the places where they fit here in a minute. Now I am pulling out this other stash. Now this is something that's very, very old. I think I said it was from Creative Memories or close to my heart. I can't quite remember anymore. But I'm going to tuck this label in. I do have to trim it, and I'm going to trim it and then stick that under there. And it just helps to add a little bit more extra base to that bottom cluster. And it matches these collections, I think, pretty well. And I want to tuck that there. It's not going to work. I think I'll end up using it someplace else on the page. I'm going to use these photo corners for sure. I'm definitely going to put them on. And I really like how they kind of bring your eye into the photo a bit more. And then I have this label that I really think is cute. It's on a sticker sheet that I've had for quite some time and I've been wanting to use. And I didn't really want the little camper because it just didn't seem to go with my layout. So I just trimmed that off. I thought about putting it here in the top left, but I end up not putting it on the page at all. Now these are some Studio Calico mistable feathers, and I'm going to take some of that same pink colored shimmers product and put it on the actual feathers, and I'm going to add those in as embellishments. So here I'm going to start tucking these little feathers here and there, and it just has a little bit of a shimmer on it. And I just like the texture that these feathers have because it's got a cloth base to it, and I just like how that looks on the page. So I'm going to add a little bit of liquid adhesive and then tuck those in here and there, and I think that goes really well with the color scheme that I have on the page because it does match that background color that I used. Once I get that glued down, I'll start working on some other pieces. I was thinking about possibly using another feather, but I decided against it. None of the feathers that I wanted to use were going the right way. So I end up just pulling out this little chipboard button, and I'm going to string it with some hemp. And it's just a really nice thin hemp that has a tan color to it. And I'm just going to tie a little, or actually, no, I'm not going to tie a knot. I'm just going to thread it through twice, and then I'm just going to trim off the excess and just let the little pieces hang, and I like how that looks. And then I'll stick it there in that bottom right corner. So now I have these stickers from a dollar store that my mom had got me from Christmas a couple years ago. And I'm going to be putting this wonderful sticker on. I'm going to end up putting it in the bottom, and I'm going to end up popping it up on some foam. I think that looks nice. It adds a little bit more dimension, and it pops it off the page there at the bottom. So I'm just going to stick that down, and I'm going to add some glue on the back of that. And then that is the best when you have the gesso in the background, especially this texture, kind of textury gesso, because of the clear is really textured, at least the brand that I have. It really helps to use a liquid adhesive. So I really like this little flower cluster, but it's a little bit too big, so I'm trimming it in two so I can use a little bit at the top and a little bit at the bottom. And I really like how that looks. And I'm just going to glue that down. And then I'm getting towards the point where I'm pretty much done. I'm just going to add some of these sequins on the page, some of the medium and then some of the small size. I'm going to end up putting those down with some glue dots. And I just think they added a little bit of extra nice dimension to the page and some shimmer as well. So in a second here, you will see the close-ups and some of the pictures. And I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. If you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. And like I said, you have a chance to win a $10 gift certificate. Just leave a comment below and make sure you're subscribed to the Crafty Maven as well as my channel, and the links are all below. Thank you guys, and I hope you participate in the challenge, and I would like to see you over on the Crafty Maven Facebook page, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Bye guys.